Hello friends, in the last video we saw the introduction of pointers. Now in this video we'll continue the pointers discussion. So we will call functions in two types. One is calling function by value and other one is call function by address. So first we will see what is calling function by value. This we have already done when in the functions video, but we'll go through that again and see what's the problem in these programs. We'll see call by value first. So we have a program here. In this program we want two variables we want to swap the contents of two variables. We have int a and int b. So after we call a function swap, the values in a and b must have been changed. But we'll see what exactly happens in this program. So we declared a and b, initialize it to 5 and 6. We print before swap on the screen first, and then we will print the values a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 6 will be printed, and then we'll call the swap function. So once the swap function is called, we say swap of a comma b, the value inside a, that is 5 and value inside b is 6. So swap of 5 comma 6 is the actual implementation. When we call swap of a comma b, the swap of 5 comma 6 is called. So the values are going to the function. It's not the variables a and b are going, it's the values are going to the function. So the control goes to this function. In swap, int a receives the value and int b receives the value. Int a receives 5, int b receives 6. So now a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 6. But this a and b, this ab and this ab are not related. They are different variables. These variables belong to main function and this variable belong to swap function, and both are in different memory locations. So we declare a variable in type and we'll exchange. We'll see how it exactly happens now step by step. So first we declare a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 6. So new two memory locations are allocated in the RAM, that is in the memory. So first one is 3455, second one is 3457. You can see it's a 2-byte, integer is of 2 byte in a 16-bit compiler. So A will be occupying 3455 and 3456, and B will be occupying 3457, 3458. I've just given a hypothetical number. Actual numbers will be different when you execute. We'll see what exactly the address will be in few examples. So now A and B has been allocated in the memory. One memory location has been allocated for both 2 bytes, A of 2 bytes and B of 2 bytes, and each contain A contains 5 and B contains 6. So this is what happens in the first line. And next, when we print before swap, it will be printed on the screen, and it prints next statement will print A is equal to 5, B is equal to 6. After that, the control goes to swap functions. When we call swap function, we say swap of A comma B, we are sending 5 and 6. The control goes to the swap function, and now swap int A, swap of int A comma int B. So int A, int B. So the value what we sent here is 5 and 6. So A will be assigned int A is equal to 5 and int B will be assigned 6. So now a memory will be allocated in the memory RAM, that is 5678 as A, 5680 as B. You can see in the first step, and initialize to 5 and 6 because we sent value from swap of this function call. So A and B are now 5 and 6, and these A and B are different from this A and B. You can see the address of this A is 3455 and the address of this A is 5678. The address of this B is 3457, the address of this B is 5680. So if we declare a variable temp, you can give any name here, but I've given temp because it's a temporary variable used for swapping. So when we declare this, it will be allocated a memory location 5682, and temp occupies 5682 and 5683 because it's also integer of 2. That is, in a 16-bit compiler, integer occupies 2 bytes of space. So now it has nothing inside it. It's not been initialized. The next step, we copy A to B temp. When we say temp is equal to A, the value of A goes to temp. So the value of A, that is 5, goes to temp, and temp is now containing 5. It contains 5 now. So next step we say A is equal to B. So the B value, that is 6, goes to A, that is from 5680 the value is copied to 5678. So now A contains 6 and temp contains 5 and B contains 6. In the next step, if when you say B is equal to temp, so the value inside the temp, that is 56 at the location 5682, will be copied to the location 5680. That is, it is copied to B. Now B contains 5. So after the control completion of this function, the control comes back to the main function. So when it comes back to the main function, these values are lost. So whatever values here are lost. So here it comes back, and now it prints after swap, and it prints A and B, and this A and B printed are 3455 and 3457 values. So this location the value remains same because these variables are not changed. Only the local variables in the functions are changed. In the swap function are changed, and the main function the values are not exchanged or not swap. So it remains 5 and 6. If you print the output, it says before swap A is equal to 5, B is equal to 6. After swap A is equal to 5, B is equal to 6. So to calculate area and perimeter using one function, I want only one function to do the both tasks. So I've declared length, breadth, area. I have to declare one more variable, perimeter, here. Then we say scanf, we take input from the user length and breadth, and we send the values here, length and breadth, to the calc functions. So it's returning a float, single float. We must remember that float functions can return only one value. Functions can return only one value. They cannot return two values. And if I want to return both length and breadth and also the perimeter, I cannot do this. This is a wrong implementation. It does not work. So this is wrong. So what can be done? So to fix this, if you want same function to return more than two values, so we'll see when we see call by address. So in the call by address, we'll be accessing the memory location. We'll see. Before that, I would like to go back to those programs which we saw now and execute them. So we'll see those programs. So this is the swap function. So this is the main function. In main function, we declared two variables. I'm taking the value. We say enter two numbers. I'm taking the value from the user here. I've not declared 5 and 6 as we did it in this video, early in this video. So I'm taking the values from the user for A and B. And before it prints before swap in main, what is the value? Inside main, the value of A and B is, it prints the value of A and B. So after we call the swap, when we call swap function, the value of A and B will be sent to the swap function. The control goes to swap function. So this A and B will be assigned with the value sent by this call. Okay. If you send 5 and 6, it goes here, and 5 will be assigned to A and 6 will be assigned to B. So now we use a temp variable to exchange those variables, which we already explained how it exchanges the values. So after that, we print inside the swap. You can see the value of A and B will be changed. It will be exchanged, but when the control comes back to the main function, it says after swap in main, it prints the values inside the main, that is A and B of main function, because this main function does not know A and B of this swap function. It knows only A and B of this function. So when we print A and B, you can see what happens. I'll do Alt F9. I'll do Control F9. You can see when I enter two numbers and press enter, you can see before swap in main, the A is equal to 4 and B is equal to 7. But inside swap, they got exchanged. A is now 7 and B is equal to 4. Now you can see inside the swap, the A and B which are inside the swap, they got exchanged. But when we came back to when the control came back to main function, after swap in main function, the value of A remained 4 and B remained 7. They are unchanged. So you can also check the address of A and B. Address of A and B. we'll see we'll do LD, we'll print long int because the address number is very long. So to print we have to say ampersand A ampersand B. So I'll not print values right now. I don't need values right now. I'll delete the values. I'll just show you the address of A and B in the main function and in the square function. Both are separate, different variables. We'll compile Alt F9 and run the program, Ctrl F9. I'll just give some values. We're not printing any exchange output here after the exchange or before exchange. So we'll see what the addresses of each variable are. So in swap, the A and B are having, you can see it's in 170 and B is in 172. And inside main, the variable A is at location 176 and B is at 174. You can see this A and this B and this B and this A and this A are different. So you should be careful. The values inside the function swap cannot be used by the variables inside the function swap cannot be used by main function, and the variables inside the main function cannot be used by swap function. We are only sending values from the main function to the swap function. We can only send values, we cannot send the variables. We'll see how that can be done later. So we'll see second program. So this program in which we have 4 variable length, breadth, area and perimeter. So we say the user to enter values length and breadth. We take them as input and we call calculate function and send the values. We are sending values, we are not sending the variables, we send values, and this len and bth will receive the values, and we declare 2 local variables in the calculate function. So this area and this perimeter cannot be accessed by here. So these are different. So when we calculate area and perimeter, these can be printed here in the same function. If you want to print those values in the same function, you can do that. Area is equal to percentage F, I'll do slash T. Area is equal to percentage F slash N, and we'll say comma area comma perimeter, and do Alt F9 and I'll do Ctrl F9 on the program. I'll say length is equal to 5, breadth is equal to 8. You can see area is equal to 4. Okay, we'll not print the address right now. This is not required. Alt F9. Okay, it says it's not used. Don't worry about the warning right now. I'll do Control F9. So you can execute the program even if there are warnings, but be careful. The values will not give you any logical errors. Here I'll say 5 and 8. Says you can see it's printing inside the function. It's printing. Given a slash T. Okay. So it prints. Okay, we are printing area and perimeter. Okay, we are sending value. Okay, we'll do this again. We'll save this program and do Alt F9. We'll do. So it gives some warning. Don't worry. Declare but never used in main function. Control F9. So I'll say 4 and 5. So you can see the area is 4, 5 is 20 and perimeter is 4 plus 5 into 2 is 18. It's correct, but it's printing from the calculate function. So if you want to return 2 values, that is not possible. So if you want to print the address of area and perimeter, you can print those address. This area address will be different from this area address, and this perimeter address will be different. All are different variables. This area belongs to this function and this area belongs to this function. So they separate memory locations. So we will see how this problem or this issue can be fixed. This problem has a solution that is call by address. So we'll see call by address, function call by address. So we have the same program here. So I'm printing before swap and a values here. Till here, you know, everything is same. A is equal to 5, b is equal to 6. We have declared and initialized. After that, when I call the function, I am providing the address of a and b. You can see I am given ampersand a and ampersand b. So address of a and b are sent. When the control goes here, this is a pointer variable, and a will take the address and star a will point to the same address. So this a will take the address whatever you sent here, and b will take this address whatever address you sent from here, ampersand b, and star b will point to the same address. So we'll see this exactly step by step. So we declared a and b, 5 and 6. So a memory location is allocated, two memory locations are allocated, 3455 and 3457. After that, it prints before swap, and it prints the value of a and b here in the next statement, in the printf statement. And here, when we say swap ampersand a comma ampersand b, the address are sent to the variables a and b here. So you should be careful. This a is different from this a, and this is a pointer variable here, and this a will take that address and save it in that. So a will contain 3455. This a, whatever the a in the swap function, will contain 3455, and star a will point to the same memory location 3455. So now any input or output you do for a star a will be saved in 3455. If you assign 5 to 3 star a, it will go to 3455. If you assign 20 to star a, it will go to the 3455, which is nothing but a of the main program. Main program also using the same memory location, that is a of the main program, and star a is also pointing to the same location 3455. So any changes made here will be affected to the same a variable of main function. Similarly, b contains 3457, and star b will point to 3457. So now it's pointing to the b variable of main function. So now in the next step, we do int temp. So a variable will be declared, a memory location will be allocated for temp at 5681. Any memory location, it's again these numbers what I have given are just hypothetical numbers. Compiler gives its own numbers every time you execute. So in the next step, when we say temp is equal to star a, so star a is pointing to 3455. So it will take the value from 3455 and put into temp. That is, the value 5 goes to temp. And in next statement, star a is equal to star b. The star b is pointing to 3457, this location, and the value inside that location is 6, and 6 will be copied to star a. Star a is pointing to 3455, and the value a, now it becomes 6. Next step, star b is equal to temp. Now temp is a simple variable. It's a normal integer variable. It contains 5. From here, temp, it goes to star b. That is, star b is pointing to 3457. So it will be saved in 3457, which is nothing but the b of the main functions. Now you can see when we change from the function here, swap function, it's changing the same memory locations of main function. So a and b are getting exchanged. The actual a and b of the main function are also getting exchanged. This way, we can return more than 2 values to the main function. So when we print out, execute the program, we get the output before swap a is equal to 5, b is equal to 6. After swap a is equal to 6, b is equal to 5. We'll see the next example in which we want to return 2 values, that is the area and perimeter, both to the main function using one function. So we have declared 4 variables: length, breadth, area, and perimeter. So we are taking values from the user, length and breadth. After that, we call the function length by providing address of length, breadth, area, and perimeter. So here LEN, star LEN. So whatever the address you send will be saved in LEN, and star LEN will point to the same address. And again, whatever value address you send for ampersand, whatever address you send ampersand bread, that address will be saved in BTH, and star BTH will point to the address inside BTH. And again, you send ampersand area, and address of area variable of the main function is sent to the star AR. That is, AR will contain the address, and star AR will point to the address inside the AR. And again, float PER. So when you send the address of ampersand, that is the perimeter. When you say ampersand perimeter, the address of perimeter will go to this variable PER. So PER will contain the address, and star PER will point to the address inside the PER variable. So now, when you do any changes with this star LEN, star BTH, star AR, those will be affected here, because those star BTH is pointing to the same memory location as breadth of main function, that is 3455. Star LEN is pointing to the same location as length of the main function, that is 3453. So you make copy from here to here or here to here, use this function, you can use it directly. So you will be accessing the same memory location. Again, area and perimeter are also, if the star AR is pointing to 3457, because AR contains 3457, star AR will point to 3457. So area is also pointing to 34. That is, the main function area variable is also the 3457 location. So in the main function perimeter variable is 3459 location, and star PER is pointing to the same location. So when you calculate these things, length into breadth and 2 into length plus breadth, you get values to these 3457 and 3459 locations, which is nothing but area and perimeter of the main function, the same variables and same memory location. So now if you execute this program, you will get both output. Area is equal to 30, perimeter is equal to 22. You can see that printing statement is from the main function. We are printing area and perimeter, that is the area and perimeter of the main function, this variable, but it prints the actual calculated value from this function. We get 30 and 22. So we'll see the two programs here, how it executes, and we'll see the actual addresses. Swap function. So I'll cut this for a while. Okay. So here we have a swap function. We have declared a pointer A and B, and we are sending, you can see that we are sending ampersand A, ampersand B as an address, and A contains the address of A, and star A will point to the address, the same address, and it points to A directly from using the memory location. So we'll see exactly how it is. We have already seen this logic. I've already explained this. So we'll compile this. I'll enter 4 and 5. You can see inside main it's 5 and 4. It's exchanging now. It's exchanging the values. You can see. I'll do again. Control F9. I'll do 45, 88. It shows 88 and 45. So by this we can use pointers to return more than one value. You can also see what the addresses are exactly. So I'm not going to print value this time. I'll show you the address. We don't need values because we already seen exchanging values. It works fine with the pointers. So we'll print the address here. To print the address, we should not use ampersand. We should use just A, B, because they are pointer variables. So A contains the address. Star A will point to the address inside the A, and B contains the address. Star B will point to the address inside the B. So I'll do Alt F9 to compile and Control F9 to run the program. I'll say 4, 9. Any values, because we are not printing the values right now, we're just seeing the address. Okay, I have not formatted it properly. We'll do a small formatting here. We'll do /en. I'll compile the program again, Alt F9, Control F9. I'll type any two values. You can see inside swap it's pointing to 530, the same memory location. A and B are pointing to have the same address and pointing to same location. You can see both in main and I have to say actually address here because it will be confusing. Inside main address, any two values. So you can see the address are same. Both are pointing to the same memory location, irrespective of if it's a main function or swap function. Both are accessing the same memory location. So this way we can send address to the called function by calling function, and the called function will access the same memory location of calling function. It can be any main or swap, any other function you can use. It's not compulsory that you should always call from main and use pointers in main. You can call from any function to other function. So you have to use the pointer variables like this. So now we can exchange the values using a function. So we'll see the last program. So in this we have four variables: length, breadth, area and perimeter of type float. We tell the user to enter the values for length and breadth, and we send the address of all the four variables. And these address, when we call, so the address of length will be given to len. Len will save the address, and star len will point to the same address. And again, when we send address of breadth, it will be saved in bth, and star bth will point to the same memory location as of breadth. Similarly here and here, it will point to the area and perimeter of the main function respectively. When we call this function, so address are sent to this, and using the pointer we can calculate area and length and breadth. Length will first go to the len variable, take the address and point to that address. That is nothing but the address of length of the main function. It executes and gives the value to star AR, star PER. But these are pointing to the same memory location as area and perimeter of main function. So these will get affected. And because this area and this AR, star AR are pointing to same memory location, and perimeter and star PER are pointing to same memory location. So any changes made here will be reflected here. So we'll do Alt F9. And we will do Control F9 to run the program. I'll say 4, 6, length into breadth will be 24, perimeter is, you can see inside the main we are printing the values. We are not printing inside the function. After we print, you can see I'm not returning even the value here. So it directly accesses the memory. It's not actually returning value, it's directly accessing the memory location of the main function's variables. So by sending address. So this way we can use functions to get more than one result to the main function. So you can also print the address if you want. I'll just print only one variable right now. You can print all the address and verify it. I'll print f address of AR is equal to %LD /n. So it is advisable to use /n most of the times. It looks good when you give output. I'll say comma. I'll just say AR. You should not give ampersand AR because it's a pointer variable. So you should give only AR. I'll copy this. And this time I'm not going to print any values here. I just want to show you the address. So this time say ampersand. So you cannot say AR because main function does not know anything about AR. So we'll print area. And again, even if you don't change it here, no problem. It does not matter. It's just a string. But again, for good looking purpose, we just say area here. And we'll compile and run the program. I'll say 3 and any number I'll give for example. You can see both are pointing to the same address. So both the AR and AR contains the same address because we sent ampersand area to the AR. So AR now stores the same address and star AR will point to the same address. And now area is also pointing to the same address. So this way we can use pointers, that is called by address. We can use the function call by address by making use of pointers and return more than one value. So what are the advantages of pointers? So advantage of pointers is we don't have to have a we already saw in the swap function. So we'll see the swap function again. Here you can see when we did not use pointers, you can see int a and b, it creates separate memory locations. Separate memory locations are allocated, so more memory is required. For example, if you are sending a photo image file from one function to other function, photo image file will be at least of size 100 KB, 200 KB, 300 KB of size, or 1 MB file size. So if you want to alter that file in other function for processing, for example image processing, if you want to send one file to a function, you have to send one copy. If you are using call by value, you have to send that image. If the image 1 MB size, you have to provide make a copy of one image in the other function. So 1 MB and 1 MB, it becomes 2 MB. If it's more data is there, it takes lots of memory. But if you use pointers, you can just send the address of the where the file is stored in the memory. So that function will also use the same memory and manipulate the image, and it will take less space. So this is why it is also increase the speed. It decreases the memory requirement. So pointers, C programming is one of the powerful language which uses pointer because no other programming language has such a powerful tool. Most of the operating systems are written in C. Because of this, they take less RAM because they use same data in both functions using pointers. Pointers is extensively used in C programming in advanced stages. So it increases speed of execution because there is no copy of data. It also reduces the memory requirement. So duplicate copies will not be there. So this is why we use functions with the pointers. So if we are calling a function 10 times, you have to make 10 copies out of it. So again, memory management becomes a big problem. Clearing the memory after the function completes, everything will be a big problem. So pointers are very useful. So we'll see in the upcoming videos about the pointers with the arrays. Thank you for watching this video.